It's time now for the Peter Channel Morning News on this Thursday morning, June 23rd, 2016. Good morning to you all on this lovely Thursday morning, June 23rd, 2016. Time now for the morning news, and here are your news and odds at 8:30 a.m. And the top story is Washington, where the Republicans tried to shut it down, but the Democrats really day-long sit-in was still going strong Thursday and showed no signs of letting up. London, after months of toxic and divisive campaigns, British voters went to the polls on Thursday in historic referendum whether the United Kingdom should leave the 28-member European Union. The U.S. Coast Guard said it has found a body worn a present flotation device in an area where searchers are looking for a father and his 3 teenage children who disappeared while sailing off the coast of the southwestern Florida. A man was escorted off a plane headed to Los Angeles International Airport after 40 days reported a mid-flight verbal disturbance. Just before Memorial Day weekend, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell delivered a blunt message to his Republicans to tell Marco Rubio that he needs to run re-election in his Florida state. Reporter Luke Martin took state side for the prosecutor Merrill Mosby and Officer Goodson case in Baltimore. Dubai, by a Harriet of 14th on Thursday, summoned 5 Shiite Muslims calls for Christian and activists said that one appeared that never stepped into the crackdown in the Sunni-ruled kingdom. Pakistani is more than one of its most famous singers, Ahmad Sabri, who was shot dead by Karachi by militants as to pay their respects for rose petals over a military coffin. Pump fences at wherever people trooped into the audience that the general arms could usually be understood in terms of court-centric circles on the outer ones. McMahon Holdings Limited said one local worker was shot dead and 7 of his employees kidnapped in numerous operations in Nigeria's southeast across River State. Seville, Spain. The Solar Impulse 2 landed in Spain on Thursday, completed the first crossing into the Atlantic Ocean by a solar-powered airplane. Abuja, Nigeria. Nearly 200 people in Nigeria fled violence from the militant Islamic group Boko Haram have starved to death in the Taliban within the past month. Chicago. One owner says he huddled in the basement with his wife, 2 children, and 7 neighbors when it was produced as storm with tornado slams rural Illinois village. A chef aiming in the New Orleans suburb was just about to search the suspect when the 19-year-old flipped around, pulling out a gun, and reached over the officer, shot him in the back. A Louisiana sheriff said called it instead of cold-blooded one of a murder. There are at least 66 million dead trees in California, according to the U.S. National Forest Service, and they provide more than automated volatile wildfire situation in the state. On 40 days, a pair of Indiana inmates climbed front of the wall of the prison cell and escaped represented in the 1984 film The Shawshank Redemption before being apprehended by the Ohio about 4 days later. Washington. A 38-year-old sailor of the U.S. Navy died from a non-combat related injury to disability, the Department of Defense announced. Chicago. The Chicago City Council Wednesday easily passed a new law limited home rentals deal with the number of blow to online renter Airbnb. Des Moines, Iowa, a former university Iowa student from China who killed his girlfriend and fled back to China was sentenced to life in prison, officials confirmed. Washington. Brett Kavanaugh, a former national security advisor for Republican President George Ford and George H.W. Bush, has endorsed Hillary Clinton for president. Private wealth in the Asia-Pacific region surpassed it in North America for the first time last year, fueled by stronger economies and real estate markets, according to the Capgemini SA report. A major ever implied overnight price swings in the pound versus the dollar climbed to the higher level, working on Britain's voted on revenue rebate. Remember, the European Union split the 28-nation bloc. It is photo taken by a solar post to the solar power plant powered by Swiss pioneer Bertrand Piccard takes off from John F. Kennedy Airport in New York City Monday as solar power plant lands in Spain. New York's joint efforts needed to ensure stability in the global oil market were reviewed between Saudi and U.S. officials, the Saudi government press agency said. Dublin, Ireland, after agreeing to a program aimed at raising capital, Irish Oil and Gas Committee Parliament said it would examine frontier area oil and gas prospects. Washington, White House report that suggests that taxpayers not getting their fair share of the returns on coal's blatant propaganda, House leader said. Moscow, Chinese partnerships in the Russian energy sector are expected to help establish a stronger diplomatic relationship, Russian President Vladimir Putin said. And take a look at stocks now. 1778.83, SP 500, 28.45, and NASDAQ 4008, 33.32. And local news. Edinburgh, the most controversial city budget in years, is slated for a vote on Thursday night, $125.5 million spending by according to the report. The city counts about $1 million short of funding needed for level service in the school department, meaning 30 to 40 teachers could be laid off. Another 10 jobs in the city side of the budget will be eliminated and cut part-time. Springfield, Massachusetts has Springfield man has planned to not kill to be driving away from the scene after he hit and killed a pedestrian on City Street last month. The Republican reports that Thomas Murphy was released in a personal week cognizant after his plea Wednesday to charges included the leaving the scene of the personal injury accident that resulted in the death of the driver in the restricted vehicle. Prosecutors alleged that 20-year-old Murphy was behind the wheel car that struck 52-year-old James Heath at about 10:30 p.m. on May 29th. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. Non-fighters Massachusetts man charged with stabbing out of man multiple hours while he was taken out to a truck driven by his murderer has been impaled without bail. The underground ocean that produced some of the set of features of the polluted surface space soon will be splashed around, being named across the day. For the second time, the LEGO laser infrared monitor to detect the space time ripples held in new air in astronomy. Big snow was a highlight of curiosity described by Arctic explorer the British Captain John Ross upon receiving word from the British snow. The London Times speculated in 1818 that the color came from meteoric iron deposits. Large sections of land in the deepest side instead of doing its fault are moving up or down every year by a few millimeters of major form of motion, with the researchers reported a new study that sheds light on the mechanics of the famous fault line. There's no need to visit a doctor because there are several apps that can be used to any woman to get birth control. Lemonade app is a popular app that most women use to get birth control. There's evidence that the position of a woman in the place during a surgical breast MRI could influence her better or worse than scan's accuracy. Nearly 1 in 3 in America got a company abused opioids. Take a look at New England alerts in motor vehicle accident. In Wareham, Massachusetts, Route 195 eastbound, rollover with 2 children in the vehicle. No entrapment. Peter Chell News Time, 8:37 is time out for a sports report. Last night, the Boston Red Sox lose to the Chicago White Sox. 8-6 provide the offense waking up, but the bullpen threw it away. Today, the Red Sox will try to salvage this final game of a 4-game series between the Chicago White Sox. Game time 1:35 p.m. Back at the UFC, winning when the UFC topped us major surprise and announced the sign of a former WWE Championship and Superstar CM Punk, aka Phil Brooks, who just got from the Brave Academy split for the Pro Wrestling Collab. Los Angeles. It's July Los Angeles appear on Fox National Ben Simmons from station to station. He's just a teenager, not even 19 years old yet. Peter Chell News Time is now 8:38 on this beautiful Thursday morning. It's time now for Traffic and Transit Report. And study off down in... Let's stay off down in Eastern Connecticut and Rhode Island, where it's looking good in Eastern Connecticut, but down in Rhode Island, 95 and northbound side, little slow from 37 in Crescent all the way at the Route 95. 95 on the southbound side, a little slow on 146 in Providence, 146 on the northbound side, and it's off from 126 in Lincoln and Route 122 to Woonsocket. Route 4 on the southbound side, so 102 to Route 1 to North Kingstown. 95 on the southbound side, and it's on the Attleboro stretch. 28 on the northbound side, a little slow to the Ward Rotary. 95 northbound side, and it's slow from Deposit Street to Route 128, Catherine. 24 on the northbound side, and it is slow from 139 and so to the Route 128. 128 is southbound. 128 on the northbound side, and it is slow around Route 124 in Canton. 495 on the northbound side, slow from Milford to the Mass Pike in Westboro. 128 on the northbound side, and it's slow from 135 and then all the way at the Route 20 in Waltham. And then 128 on the southbound side, so from Route 3 in Burlington all the way at the Waltham. San Francisco Expressway on the northbound side, so it's a split all the way at the Dorchester. Route 3 on the northbound side, so the Victory split. San Francisco Expressway on the southbound side, and so for the Quincy stretch. 93 on both ends, it's so for the Pike all the way at the Zinkin Bridge. 93 on the southbound side, and it's so for Medford all the way to the Zinkin Bridge. 93 on the northbound side, and it's so for Medford all the way out to Route 128. 93 of the stop outside is sold for 128. Mass market AD spot side sold for Dana all the way at the Proof Tunnel. Mass market on the west spot side it did sold from Logan Airport to Boston. 93 out of the stop outside sold before 128 red end. Route 3 is stop outside it did sold from 495. Low the bill wicket and breaks again from 62 to Route 128 Burlington. 495 is stop outside it did sold from Marlboro Route 290. 495 is not outside Lowe's on Hudson Stretch. And then it breaks again from Route 2 Littleton all the way up to Westford. 495 and not outside from Westford all the way up to Lowell. 495 is stop outside sold the long stretch. 495 is stop outside sold the long stretch. 495 is stop outside sold from Westford to Littleton. And 495 the stop outside sold the long stretch. 93 the stop outside sold before. 495 a lot. 495 the not outside sold the Amesbury stretch. I-91 on the not outside also from 57 to 291 in Springfield. Up in Northern New England, Vermont, and New Hampshire highways are looking good. But on 295 on the stop outside a little so at Falmouth Spur in Portland, Maine. But highways and byways of Maine are looking good. Down in Connecticut, I-84 on west outside it is low from 384 to 84 Hartford. 91 on the north outside it is so from Middletown all the way into Hartford, Connecticut. Route 2 west outside it is so before I-84 91 in East Hartford, Connecticut. 91 on the stop outside so for 291 to 91 to downside Hartford. I-84 to the east outside is so for 8 Horton, I-84 to west outside so the new town all to Denbury Route 7. Merritt Parkway on the stop outside it is so from Bridgeport to Stamford. 95 on the stop outside so from Bridgeport to Dafu. Stamford and 95 on the northbound side, so 287 to 95, and 95 on the northbound side, so the New Haven stretch. Not in New York State. It's looking good, except 97 stopbound side, so before 287, and highways and byways of New York City are slow go. Alright, let's take a look at MBTA alerts. Subway system, it's looking good. Framingham train 586 is expected to depart. Framingham 510 minutes beyond goes through the later route of the outbound train. And Soap to train 906 is by the started operating 5-10 minutes beyond goes through the later route of the outbound train. Peter Channel News Time, 8:42 on this beautiful Thursday morning. And it's time now for a weather report, and it is a beautiful start to your morning. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. Today, most of skies about 79 degrees. Light variable. Wind coming southwest from 5 to 8 miles in the morning. Tonight, forecast skies about 56 degrees. Southward about 5 miles coming to the north after midnight. For Friday, south skies about 80 degrees. Northward about 3 to 6 miles an hour. For Friday night, punch back and forth. Otherwise, coast skies about 53 degrees. And southward about 5 miles coming come in the evening. Saturday, punch back and forth. 7 a.m. west. South skies about 84 degrees. Sky wind coming to the southeast about 5 miles in the afternoon. Saturday night, punch back after 5 a.m. west. Most coast coming at 35 degrees. Sunday, punch back for 7 a.m. Otherwise, Sunday podcast coming 88 about 37 degrees. Monday, Sunday podcast coming 8 about 64 degrees. Tuesday, check the shots. That's all. Sunday, most skies coming 8 to about 64 degrees. Just patient 35%. And for Wednesday, check the shots. That's all. Podcast coming 83 degrees. Just patient 35%. Currently, not near its first skies. 65 degrees, 18 degrees Celsius, humidity 73%. That is going to be it for the Peter Channel Morning News on this beautiful Thursday morning, June 23rd, 2069. Thursday, Tuesday, have a good morning and a good presentation. And I'll see you at 12 noon for a new time report. Have a good morning.